The man was playing when he told his girlfriend, Anil. I just wanted to feel the strange thrill of seeing fire and ice collide, but suddenly her mouth opened up to her ears. His horrifying scream went through the headphones, reaching the man who kept pushing the tower. However, instead of panicking, he calmly destroyed the enemy's crystal. Then, relying on her memory, she opened the door that was being knocked on by her beautiful neighbor. He said he could come in and hide, but only if he closed his eyes first. The woman obeyed, implying that, as long as he entered, it could do whatever he wanted. It felt more like a dark bargain than a plea. The next second, the man brandished a kitchen knife and cut off her head without hesitation. As he submitted here, Atishal Savi eliminated, first word. The man's name was Len Fan, a ordinary interior desire lived alone. An hour ago, he had kindly helped a desperate neighbor in need, but suddenly she mutated and bit him to death. The moment to death, he was somehow connected to a zombie apocalypse survival system. That connection rewound time, sending him back an hour before his death. Lenhen spent his newly earned force on strength, feeling his power increase in second. Meanwhile, the headless body of the beautiful neighbor had brought another zombie to the scene. When Lenfan opened the door, she finally noticed him, her twisted head spinning, her rotten eyes fixing on him. A few seconds later, the creature let out a guttural roar and pounced on the fresh meat. Lenfan attacked again, one clean blow, and zombies had rolled. The system showed another message, zombie killed, points 1. Looking at the half-intact corpse of her neighbor, Wenfan realized that more zombies would be coming. All he needed to do was hide behind the door and ambush them. An hour later, the hallway was full of dead bodies. His points had skyrocketed. Then he looked for the neighbor's body, was nowhere to be found. Wait, don't tell me she's already been eaten. That's a problem. This is disgusting. They'll start to rot soon. The corridor is full of robbery. I better clean up this mess. He grabbed the rope and tied up all the bodies just as he was about to drag them to the garbage heap. The ceiling light began to flash with a harsh hum. Then, in the corner, a shadow appeared, a man in a wheelchair slowly advancing. He was a middle-aged addict who was once electrocuted stealing wires. He survived only by losing his legs. See Lenfan alive. The man let out a wild roar and pounced on the fresh meat. Lenfan calmly brandished his knife again. Another clean decapitation. Uncle sang, "Dinua on the second floor." To go saint. You came all the way here to lend me a wheelchair. Pertine. I was wondering how I was going to get these bodies done. You are their kind, Uncle Sung. Done or, I'll lay back to you when I'm done. With that, Lenfan threw all the corpses into the trash can below. Lenfan still couldn't believe it. The world had really ended. To survive, she had to gather supplies, but then she wondered, do these things count as garbage or recyclables? Living alone sucks a lot. No one to talk to. No one to answer your stupid questions. Just then, Uncle Joe's Dragonica son from the second floor greeted him. That bald guy harassed Lenfan before. He stole her bike once and the police had to get involved. Although he returned the bike to her, the next day, he still hit Lenfan for it. Lenfan looked at him coldly. What do you want? A bald man froze. This idiot really spoke out loud. Aren't you afraid to attract sounds? Then smiled. An idiot is easy to use. Anyway, I'm sorry to death. He could do the time for me. Here it on piece of paper. Go get food and water. Bring it to my door. Lenfan said. Why should I do it? I'm not going. The bald man's lips trembled of rage. Pisa, he murmured under his breath. Then he wrote again. Do as I tell you, and let us do Whitney. When the time comes, I'll take you to a secret base. Lenfan remained calm, not leaving it. The mood isn't darkened, anger billiard. Well, he thought, if you want to die, I'll help you. You asked for it. Show it through in 7 mil plates toward Lenfan's door. The plates hit the ground, resonating loudly. Clang, clang, clang. Moments later, the hallway erupted with grunts as several zombies charged with Lin. Walking from the second floor, The wild man was laughing hysterically. You're such a more now. What happened to A3? You can't even move your legs anymore. And the next second, Len Fan brandished his kitchen knife, slicing off two zombies' heads in one neat motion. The system rang immediately. 2 deaths, 2 points gained. The bald man's laughter stopped in its tracks. This guy is really strong. He growled, well, you have some skill, so what? There's still one more zombie. Too slow to react now, and you mean a child as me deserves to die. Ling Fang lifted the last zombie onto his shooter, not because he couldn't kill it, but because it chose not to. Then, with a calm movement, he threw it upstairs, a special delivery for the bald man. The man cut by reflex, stunned by his own stupidity. Why the hell did I catch that? As the screams echoed throughout the building, Len Fan casually waved. If you had questers, ask them. At least you won't be alone like me. Sir, Len Fan arrives at the nearby supermarket. The moment he entered, he knocked on several lurking zombies with ease. After gathering supplies, he walked to the cash register out of habit and confronted the zombified cashier. This should last me a while. I even bought some seeds. Once I find a seeds place to plant them, I can live off the land. Although this knife is practically finished, while he was thinking about finding a new weapon, a speeding bus suddenly roared at him from the street. The Sun engine attracted a huge horde of zombies in seconds. The blinding headlights triggered memories of her tragic childhood. When Len Fan was low, his mother died in an accident. His father, desperate to be with his lover, planned to leave him. But Len Fan's crying made that one, the so-called aunt, lose her temper in disgust. The woman pulled the steering wheel of Len Fan's father, screaming that he had stopped the bus to teach him a lesson. The vehicle crashed into an oncoming truck. Len Fan was still stuck in that grim memory when the harsh voice of the bus driver pulled him out of it. Hey Brad, do a ride. What a pity. I'm not taking you. Stay here and let the zombies rip your guts out. A guy with glasses nearby gently protested. We can't leave in. The zombies we tracked could kill him. The teacher said we should help him. Before she finished, the driver slit her throat and spat. Teacher, fuck your teacher. It's the apocalypse. I do what I want. You four-eyed nerds think you can teach me a lesson. He scoffed. I always say smart kids. People. You guys are just the teacher's lapdogs. The master is their shield. They are nothing but prey. Since they are so full of compassion, I will be merciful. I will send them down to Kyuhyun Company. He pushed the boy off the bus and walked away. Even as he left, he took a nervous glance in the rearview mirror. Is that a kitchen nice? Don't tell me he really plans to fight the horde alone. One more on the list. Lin Fan finally came out of his thoughts, murmuring softly, I'm not going to die. Mom and I made a promise. I've become the brave, climbed in rearview mirror, she always leave a career. We're there, he threw his kitchen marv straight at the bus tire. Driven by its immense strength statistic, the blade deeply pierced the rubber. The bus lost the spoilers, crashed into a traffic signal, and overturned. The arrogant driver is now screaming like a dying dog. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please help me. Lin Fan looked at him coldly. He didn't agree, he did. You're just scared, the crazy finally near your words there. He dear slate smar. Okay, your friends are here. I'll leave you to catch up. A man froze. What are you talking about? I don't know any friends. Wait, come back. Save me. Then, the boy whose throat had been cut appeared in front of the bus, along with a horde of zombies that were chasing him. Destroying you without mercy. By Len Fan's jack had reached a staggering 35 pods. As I was passing by a nearby apartment complex, a woman's voice shot from above. An orphan mother and her daughter. Hey, young man, how did you get past all those zombies at the intersection? No, forget it. At this moment, the important thing is that Len Fan hadn't planned on stopping, but when he saw the hungry girl next to him, he couldn't help but ignore them. He came to the door and found the woman kneeling. Dude, I know it's a lot to ask, but please share some food with us. We have nothing left. My husband is dead. I have no other way. I don't know much, just enough for my var. Len fan hin 2 pumpkins, and a winter squash. Here, take this. The woman was surprised. Does my you mean anything now? Still, she accepted. Then, Lin Fan's eyes caught a replica gun hanging in a well. The woman held out the sword. My husband loved the games. He bought this as an accessory. If you want it, take it. It's dangerous out there. You could use something to defend yourself. Lin Fan said he felt bad for taking. I couldn't put it down. Take it, Shun Sissa. My daughter, neither. You never more. Lin Fan politely said goodbye. Don't worry. I won't take it for free. Call me if you need anything. The girl thought it was strange, if the mother whispered. Maybe we are the ones who were broken. Lincoln examined the prop gun excitedly. I've seen this Phosmorn online before. I've been wanting one. It would feel great to create zombies. At that moment, a woman suddenly fell from above and crashed at his feet. His body mottled with bruises, blue and purple patches contrasting with the insect skin. On the 5th floor balcony, a fat man lodged, annoyed, his face marked by scratches. What a pity. I wonder when I will find another piece like that. Through the ground, Lin Fane was able to tell if the woman had suffered terrible abuses. The despair, anger, and helplessness in her eyes were the same her mother had when she left her father. He decided to do justice for her and confronted the fat man. Why had he done this? The man furs. He then stepped and went to the other street. Then he said a curse. Who the hell are you? You don't live here, do you? This building is my territory. I do what I want with the women in it. With you care. Len Fan knew he had to act. After all, the mother and the girl who had been given Frostmourne lived in his building too. He picked up the corpse, counted the floors, and confirmed that the fat man was on 5th floor. The fat man thought the Wen Fan was due to with for carry. What? You come to teeth the corpse for a loo fun. Too bad, corpses don't squirm. Even an inflatable doll is better. Is scoffed at his chin up. Get out of here before I lose my temper, or I'll show you what real pain feels like. Muttering curses, he collapsed back on the couch and opened a beer. Maybe I'll go look for new toys in his building later. In the apocalypse, I can do whatever the hell I want. It feels great to be the king. So, knock knock. Someone was at the door. A fat man jumped through the wooden stick and looked through a peephole. Who the hell is playing? Don't tell me he's a zombie. Dumb. If the hallway is full of them, how am I supposed to find new toys? What he saw through the peephole froze completely. She was the woman he had just tortured to death. So like him was tumbling with fear. Aside, Len Fang was standing holding a corpse, calmly playing. Open the door. I know you're in there. Hearing Len Fan's voice, the fat man exhaled in relief and shouted. Oh, it's you, you id. Get lost, you lunatic. Are you looking to die? An evil smile was drawn on his face. All I have to do is scream loud enough. The zombies will destroy the asshole. I'm a fucking genius. The next instant, the reinforced door exploded enro with a thunderous fan. The fat man fell to the ground in a daze. His eyes popped out of their socket. How the hell could he break down a steel door? Len Hun looked around and saw the torture tools scare out of the room. The fat man got still cursing. What the hell, freak? Are you bringing a dead body to my house? Are you looking for a towel? Lin Fen calmly said, Of course, I brought her. She diverged to seal by the brace. Moments later, I held the fat man down, gagged, ready to hand him over at the police station. The fat man growled, struggling, You're crazy. Let me go. Have you ever watched zombie movies? Do you apocalypse nows? If you had, you would have known how to survive at with. Doesn't it feel amazing to do whatever you feel like doing? Lin Fan sat him guard. Are you Suva? The stories are fiction. This is real lies. You can't even tell the difference. The slap hit so hard that it sent the man flying straight through the doors of the police station. Stunned and burning with pain, the man muttered, Who the hell can't say it's real now? Do you think bringing me here matters? It's the apocalypse. Everyone's gone. No one can punch me anymore. Lin smiled coldly. You're wrong. There's Stussamund. The man has moved to the rain. As Barney stiffened as he felt a mountain birth on his neck. A squad zombie police officers surrounded him. Lin Fan's voice was low and calm. Look, even as zombies, they still defend justice by punishing the guilty. The next day, an armored truck stopped in front of the city library. 3 survivors got out. They were looking for medical textbooks. They looked around carefully without finding any zombies in sight. Maybe we got lucky, one said. But their leader, a sharp-eyed woman, raised a hand. Wait, don't hurry up. He hit a steel pillar with his knife, clang, clang, testing the air. His 2 companions tensed up, ready to flee if a horde appeared. When nothing happened, he nodded. Okay, move along. Check the medical section first. At that moment, Lin Fan suddenly appeared from behind a shelf and greeted him with a smile. One of the men screamed, collapsing in shock. Holy shit. A zombie can talk. Lin Fan waved his hands frantically. No, calm down. I'm human. I'm alive. The woman frowned. So what are you doing here? Lin Fan had the book in his hand, Vegetable Growing and Cultivation Guide, and smile of the serene. What else do you do in a library? One of the guys marred, thinking it made sense. As does as a dumb question. The leave, sha. Then spoke kindly to Lin Fan. You don't mean any harm. Sorry if we serve you. Lin Fan replied. It's okay. Just make less noise. This is a library. The 3 exchanged glances, suspecting a trap. One muttered. That sword he's carrying, I see him again. Wearing it normally makes sense, but now this guy might be crazy. The leader couldn't risk trouble either. Whether it's a trap or unstable, don't provoke him. Finish grabbing the books quietly and leave. I have a feeling that man was not someone to mess with. Nothing concrete, just instinct. To avoid problems, the trio quietly accelerated their collection. As they were getting ready to leave, Lin Fan, who had been reading, shouted, Are you leading yet? 3 of them tensed up, fearing he might be causing trouble. The leader tried to say polite, Do you need anything? Lin Fan said, If they are going to take some main books, they should register. Those are not personal items. Loans must be registered. All 3 then froze. One said, Are you serious? Do you know what's going on out there? Register. What insane sound do you come out of? The leader found his logic strange, but asked politely, May I ask, do you know what's going on outside right now? Lin Fan calmly replied, Yes, it's the apocalypse. There are zombies out there that bite. Other than that, not much has changed. The leader's face changed. Was he genuinely crazy or just pretending? One of the men assumed trouble was coming. Do you know what's out there? Don't do anything stupid. Whatever, let's go about our business. Lin Fan, calm them down. Relax. I don't want to hurt them. Just a heads up, it's dangerous outside, so don't cause any trouble. By the way, I'm Lin Fan. I live in Building 2, Unit 704, Sunshine Complex. If you have problems, look for me. I'm strong. Hundreds of zombies are no match for me. The 3 were silent. Yes, confirmed. He's crazy. Run. The leader thanked Lin Fan quickly, and then ran out of the library with her 2 teammates. Before Lin Fan could even react, they were gone. How fast? I didn't even know their names. He shrugged his shoulders. Oh well, morning is the best time to learn. If I want to survive on my own, their master agriculture. Meanwhile, deep inside a desert facility, scientists in hazmat suits were hard at work. Strange, the activity of zombie cells increases slightly every day. So you're saying they're evolving something like that? Forget. I want to know, can we create an antibody? No. This virus is unlike anything we've seen. It's not even close to the known strange. Have you heard of the zombie gene? Do you mean that these people died and returned to live in a back in Syria? Lin Fan closed the agriculture and returned to CV1 of apartments. He found a perfect open ground for planting, but the area was public property. Planting there could attract zombies or angry neighbors. So he shouted, I'm Lin Fan, a resident of the Sunshine Complex, belonging to you at Sun 4. From now on, I'll plant vegetables here. Does anyone poem that? As spouted, a scream shouted all the nearby zombies. Even those who were in buildings broke their limbs. I'm gent. Lin seconds, the open lot was filled with the walking dead. Lin Fan held fast more nod, and ran through them, their bodies splitting like mushy tofu. His system point went off. Minutes later, the ground was littered with corpses, and Lin Fan no longer had to worry about zombies sneaking up on her garden. To be sure, Lin Fan shouted back to a neighbor. Hey, does anyone else have any objections? When no zombies appeared, a wave of hunger hit him. She decided to grab something to eat and check on the mother and daughter. He found a soft-shell turtle at the nearby market. As she was dropping off supplies for the two, she joined them for dinner. The woman spoke softly. I know, there is no help without a reason. You've already done a lot for us. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, but my husband has left. If something happens to me, my daughter Lin Fan caught its meaning, put down her chopsticks and calmly asked, what do you need me to do? The woman stayed. Frosty, surprised at how easily she read. Blushing, she said quietly, I want to go with you with my daughter. Lin Fan blinked, completely losing his intention. Oh, you mean moving into my complex? Sure, I can ask at the real estate office for you. The woman stared at him, totally bewildered. Are we even speaking the same language? Meanwhile, at the top of a luxurious apartment tower on the other side of the city, a middle-aged man's phone broke then. His face lit. Every call felt like a possible rescue. Hello, Mr. Chun, a calm voice said. I'm calling you about the covery list of Simpton Realty. And I rent it. Zangan furs, and then cut the call. Arikami. A joke. Look us out. The world is enu. The apocalypse has struck fast. Only the strict security of the complex kept them alive. 4 days, they have been watching the sky waiting for helicopters, but nothing ever came. Just as Chung sighed in despair, the phone rang again. He answered sharply before the other side could speak. Are you crazy? Lin Fan sounded genuinely confused. Why screen? I just want to rent your place. Zen hung again angrily. Lin Fan sighed. Man, what's wrong with this guy's genius? Okay, I'll come back. Chun roared, veins gusher. You're a bastard. What the hell do you want? Lin Fan kept calm. Mr. Chun, I just want to rent your apartment. There's no need to get so worked up. Chun's patience finally ran out. Well, do you want? You got. I'm on the roof. Fondi International Tower 3. Come and rent in person. Con. If you have the guts, come and get me. After securing rent, Wen Fan hurriedly said goodbye to the mother and daughter. Wait here. I'll go sign the lease for you guys right now. The woman tried to stop him, but he had already closed the front door and left. Elsewhere, a young man approached Tingan. What's the matter? He whispered. Chin shrugged his shoulders. Nothing. Just an A. The boy pulled Chin's side. Forget. Come with me. There are real businesses to talk about. He lowered his voice. Boss, I did the math. Our supplies will last maybe 2 weeks. Chin frowned. So what are you saying? The young man hissed. There are 50 years in tow. Those for old men are a drag. We shall take care of them. Chum hesitated. Doing openly might not sit well with ours. Those old people have been sharing her food these past few days. The boy smiled. Leave it to me. Once we get rid of those old gals, we also eliminate the Eastermen. And women. The ugly ones are leaving too. Chunna felt, keep the pretty ones. At least there would be something to pass the time with, since who knows when the apocalypse would end. Would an approved Wendell, Len Fan Pa towards Fondi International. Along the way, he casually removed some zombies from the roadside. The survivors looked up from the windows and the alleys. Some even asked for help. Others scoffed. They thought this guy wouldn't last. They would eventually tear him to pieces. After a long stretch, Len Fan looked back, and the horde following him had disappeared. He stopped at the gate of the complex and took it in. The place was much more elegant than its old neighborhood. On the roof, A group was huddled together, plotting something inhuman, to seize the supplies of the elders, and then throw them out of the building. The young people whispered among themselves, but the old people were not blind to that. Wang Songbi was a retired soldier who had seen his share of battles. He reassured the wife of the retired military doctor who was next to him. We're old. Supplies are scarce. Maybe the children see us as a burden. Still, the future belongs to the young. The country and society need them to rebuild. Seen nearby, Soe Swan, a retired military engineer, laughed softly. He've really come to terms with this. Wang asked if he felt the same way. So felt. We spent our lives game. There's not much more to show for it. You can't blame them completely. Survival is the most important thing. Wang's wife, Lian Jin, wrote her us. We suffer for decades. A little more difficulty won't change that. Meanwhile, Chang'an and Zhao Bing had gathered most of the young people. Now they advanced on the 4 old men. Xiao Bin nurture Barker fine. To kill the elders first, then the extra men, and finally Chen. Then all the supplies and the women would be his. But Wang Song wised up fur and addressed the crowd. We know they're thinking. Don't worry, we'll take your supplies, and you don't need to throw us out of the building. Sun actions leave stains. They'll be pursued. We all people will go home and wait for recons. Still, the young people refuse to give in. No way. We hear nothing say. What happens if they go down the stairs and open the security door? That would call the horde. We'd have to further off the roof. As the crowd stalled, a knock sounded on the rooftop door. A voice called from outside. Mr. Chen, are you there? I was the one who called. Can I rent your apartment? Chen bellowed as if he had seen a ghost. It's the apocalypse. Who's renting now? Who are you with? A 40 fierced, the 3-centimeter thick metal door slammed open. Lan Fan's strength had reached 40. He had accidentally put too much force on the door and forced it open. Xiao Bin leaned over and whispered a plan to Chen. Tell him's renta. Watch him walk downstairs, then pushes the 4 old men away. Magazine. Zombies will come. Who ren, and we will be safer. Chen chuckled. Yeah, it works. The guy is quite smart and nasty. He may dismiss a duster. Well, the place is yours. Now go away. Lan Fan didn't expect it to be so easy. He pulled a wad of bills out of his pocket. Sin blinked. Is this guy dumb? Barkin. It's okay, stay as long as you want. No, get the here. As Lan Fan was saying goodbye, he noticed that several elderly people were laying ready to leave the roof. Excuse me, he shouted. Are you Mrs. Zhu Ejuan? Zhu blinked in surprise. Do you know me, young man? Lan Fan nodded excitedly and shook his hand. I've seen it on TV, when 4 nations blocked our weapons technology. You led the team that overcame it. You are a nation hero. Sylph chuckled. That was a long time ago. Don't flatter me. Lin Fan turned to the others. Is everyone planning to leave the roof? It's dangerous outside. Su shook his hand gently. No, we'll stay. Supplies are scarce. Young people should have them. We have lived our years. There is no need to waste what's left. Lin's face darkened. His mind was full with images of old people being discarded, and street, left to eye. Even Chang'an shuddered at the look in his eyes. This guy is Linders. Lin exhaled slowly. Please, come with me. My place is safe. I can protect them. The elders to lead hand. Thank you, son. But no, you've done enough just by worrying. Lin Fan persisted. I'm strong. Really, come with me. I'll even help them rent a place in my neighborhood. The elders exchanged awkward glances. Zhu covered his discomfort with a laugh. This young man is one of a kind. Lin Fan took Xu Ajuan's hand and said, don't hesitate. Trust me. Come with me. Sun moved to stop the elders, but Zhao Ving stopped him. Shou whispered, Boss, let them go. Once they're down, we'll shake up the zombies. The all ones will be torn apart together. These old men were once willing to die for their country. Now, in old age, young people have driven them out of the safe zone. The young people hoarded the supplies of the elderly, kept throwing pots, and make a nose downstairs. As planned, to attract the undead Nerga, and let them devour the ungerly. The previous generation did not expect such cruelty from their young people. Men who once protected their comrades on the battlefield never imagined that they would face such a betrayal. Only the retired military engineer, Shuaiwan, felt that something went wrong. He frowned. Have you noticed that? Why are there so many zombie corpses on the ground? Has anyone invented a way to kill them? Wang ruled it out. There's no way something like this could develop so quickly. It ended and the crowd turned to look at Lin Fan. Lin Fan moved uncomfortably. I had no choice. I had to kill him so I could get on the roof safely. But the others were not looking at the corpses. They were stunned that he had annihilated so many zombies by himself. Meanwhile, on the rooftop, the survivors had burned all the props they found, but not a single zombie appeared. Chang frowned, pushing a man away. Let me see what's going on. I looked down, and a cold sweat caught Zach. What the hell? Why are there zombie corpses everywhere? Then came a sudden scream. Xiao Ming pushed a man who was speaking of it yet. A mess of the members froze, sun island and just seen. At Xiao Bing calmly seemed to sigh, and said, "What are you looking? If the noise does not attract them, then Louise led." The smell travels further. Chin burst into laughter, clapping his hands. What clever are you, his hand as the others quickly joined in, smiling wickedly. The man hit the ground hard. His body burst open, blood spattered everywhere, and painted of the sweet red. The farther zombies, caught the smell of fresh blood, enlarged themselves. They passed towards the place like laugh ends. On the rooftop, Tun laughed out loud. Well done, Xiao. Let's see how those fools run now. I can't wait to hear them scream. So Wei Zhuan's wife, who used to be a teacher, panicked. What do we do? She cried. Live. He suddenly asked, do a car. Wang Song blinked. A car? Yes. Parked in the garage. What? Len Fan smiled over his shoulder. Fine. My Wei can't carry that many people anyway. Drive to the place I told you about, he added. I have something to take care of. Then he ran to the door. Wang and Su shouted after him. You're still young. Get while you can. We'll stop them. If someone has to die, it should be their old people. Their wives pushed them back. Enough about talking about heroes. That boy is not a normal person. The best help we can give him is to stay out of his way. Meanwhile, Len Fan arrived at the gate of the complex. He mumbled. I told them. Zombies had done exercise, had bath and dirts. I've been waiting forever for you to catch up with me. On the rooftop, he frowned. The horde hasn't broken yet. Why are you hiding her? Xiao Bin smiled smugly, totally scared how stupid he was. What else? Moons later, Chen laughed again. Damn it. You worried. That you through the door. Wait a minute. Why is it Wang again? Sao shrugged his shoulders. It makes sense. Even a fool can't fight instinct. Chen nodded. He's got a brain, so. But then Sao's smile froze. Wait, Chen. Something's wrong. He's running toward us. The booth turned pale. He's driving a zombie towards us, it showed. Blue, the undead emerged like an oil slit, falling in Fan directly towards the resident tower. Moments later, Lin Fan reappeared on the rooftop. The crowd shouted. What the hell are you doing? Lin Fan crouched behind a door panel, calm as always. Do you all want the zombies here? Just lending a hand. You're welcome. Seconds later, dozens of zombies swarmed the rooftop, their eyes fixed on the fresh prey. Chen's face went blank. You are besser. You are complete besser, you show. After the four elders moved into Len Fan's community, they all became very close friends quickly. They often shared simple meals with Lin Fan and Lim as mother-daughter pair, bringing life back to the quiet apartment block. One afternoon, Faithy noticed that Lin Fan was staring at her. He touched his cheek nervously, thinking he had something on his face. After a long pause, Lin Fan fondly asked, Where's your school bag? Faithy blinked in confusion. School bag? What school bag? Lin Fan pointed at Grandma Liang. Even in the hot bloods, you are still a child. There's not much he can do right now, so study. Grandma Liang used to be a teacher. She can help you. I'll bring you your books and your backpack later. Fei Fei pounded, but the world has ended. I really have to study. Li Mei thought for a moment and nod. Honey, listen to your uncle. Learning is the only thing you can do. Len Fan stooped with a smile. You guys eat first. I'll fur the trash and grab Fei Fei's backpack. Fei Fei sighed dramatically. Dear, what did you deserve this? And just like that, the once silent Sunshine Complex found warmth again, now home to 6 new survivors. That night, 2 zombies staggered into a 2-story auto repair shop down the street. In the next second, 2 arrows pierced through their skulls, instantly dropping them. The shooter was an amateur exarch, now a scavenger cleaning the streets corpse by corpse. The zombies inside the store, however, were too risky to handle. Too much noise could attract a horde. He was not alone. A woman and 2 men were working next to him. Their meal would only last a week, but at least the tap water was still running. Someone out there must still be keeping the water plant running. Suddenly, a deafening explosion echoed outside, making the archer's face turn pale. Flames erupted from a nearby building, instantly attracting all the zombies in the area towards it. The short-haired woman ran angrily to the window. Who the hell Mando knows? Outside, a lone woman was running for her life, screaming in terror as the horde closed in. Then, a huge hand fell, crushing her in a pool of blood. An bursting mutant zombie, almost 4 meters tall, was there, with his bloody rat in a dark fog, monstrous and powerful. The short-haired woman's lip trembled. A mutant zombie. They can evolve. Just then, the sound of the dumpster wheels scraping the pavement came from a nearby alley. He was thinking that another giant zombie was coming, but instead Len Fen calmly emerged, pushing a garbage container, knocking down a board and a mean, as if nothing happened. His fences had already reached the limb. His endurance and speed were beyond human. As he passed through the alley, it didn't even bother to look at the fallen giant. The short-haired woman, hiding on the 2nd floor of the repair shop, recognized Len Fan and whispered, "It's him. It's actually him." The other boys felt that they had just been saved from death. I'm seeing things. Son is pushing a dumpster. Voss, he jerked the zombies away. We could be scared. The scene returned to the supermarket below Li Mei's former apartment block. Len Hen parked the container at the gate of the complex and went up the stairs to grab Fei Fei's backpack and textbooks. Some thugs who were hiding on the 2nd floor of the supermarket shouted, "Hey, what are you doing?" Lin Fan up and calmly replied, "Do you mean anything? The garbage container in the complex is full. I'm just looking for a place to throw it and grab some stuff." Before he could finish, they started making fun of him. Listen to this guy blaring. What a talent. Only in the apocalypse would someone specialize in garbage service. Lin Fan didn't see it as something strange. Throwing away the trash is normal. Apocalypse or not, life goes on. If you need help, say so. The bold guy scoffed. You're an asshole. We live well up here. He really asks if we need help. Here, want me to scream? I'll call a horde, and you can run for fun. Lin Fan didn't bother to waste his time. He waved his hand, said goodbye, and left. That sudden exit stoked the thugs' cruelty. They planned to attract the zombies just to see someone being chased, confident that the 2nd floor was safe. After all, zombies don't fly. Then, the 4 thugs started howling like broken megaphones, their screams echoing down the street. They kept screaming for minutes, but not a single zombie appeared downstairs. What the hell? Where are the fucking zombies? There is no way this area is clean. They can't all have discipline. On the other side of the street, Lin Fan was standing behind the door of another building, and looked back. Relax, he said calmly. He'll be here soon. With there, it disappeared from sight. The thugs were annoyed. Kyojoa, we couldn't even get the zombies to kill that idiot. Suddenly, the ground began to shake, snowstones bouncing violently. Heavy footsteps echoed nearby. Oh shit. Something's coming up. What the hell is that sound? Before they could finish, a huge, horrible face filled the second-floor window. In the next instant, 3 of the thugs were crushed and torn for a giant zombie. Meanwhile, Len Fan arrived at the bookstore on the first floor of the building across the street. As they started to climb the stairs, he heard the faint crying of a baby. Following the sound, he reached fully in the corner. There, a woman hung listless before him. Her baby was still alive. However, she had chosen to end her own life. She had given up her son's last chance to survive. The baby's screams continued, as they were getting weaker, almost fading in their silence. Len Fan gently took the baby from the dead woman's arms, his worn hands trying to calm the faint cries. Then she fed something on the baby's blanket, a small fire. It said, "No rescue, no food. I'm getting weaker. I know I won't last much longer. I've seen the dead turn into zombies. I don't want to hurt my baby. While I can still think clearly, I need to do what I have to. I'm terrified of eating her, so I break my own teeth and wrap tape around my mouth. That way, even as a zombie, I can't harm her. My baby's name is Min Min. If anyone finds this, please let her live. And if you can't, please don't leave her out. I don't want them to eat her." Lin Fan sighed softly. "Rest in peace. I'll do everything I can to keep your son alive." At the moment he spoke, a basketball strangely rolled to his feet. A second later, a zombie at ears similar to Garfield lunged directly at him. He was much faster than any zombie I had encountered before. Lin Fan disregarded Frostmore and puzzled. How could such a monster exist here while the baby was still surviving? Then he understood. This creature had been waiting, using the baby as tallow to hunt down anyone kind enough to help. With that thought, Lin Fan brandished Frostmore. Morny split the evolved speed-type zombie in half. The system's zombie class 3 earned attribute points. This one was different. He clearly had some intelligence. All the other zombies I had met so far were basically brain dead. From the remains of the creature, a red crystal burst shining faintly. Lin Fan blinked, muttering to himself, "It must have been a zombie bookworm." He probably said a lot in his bookstore. I guess that's true. Knowledge is power. Anyway, since I'm here, I'll take some more books and Zans for Fei Fei. He seems like a Sui's tan. She'll go crazy when to use them. Meanwhile, two in a desert base far away, a professor was staring light-eyed at a sealed red crystal. "Are you saying this came from inside a zombie skull?" An officer saluted. "Yes, sir. The specimen was unusual, so we dissected it and found this crystal inside its brain." "Tell me everything," urged the professor. "The first shot was fired by Xiangnan, Zhu-stained. Saber rifle shot straight to the head, but the zombie did not die. Instead, it ran to the base fast. He cut Shun. Every round he hit the head. He finally fell down only after his skull was completely destroyed. Before this, every zombie we had seen could be killed with a simple stab to the head. At this one, even high-caliber rounds could not finish him off. It is beyond explanation. The professor frowned deeply. Families are evolving. Why so? They are so strong that not even a shot to the head can kill them. They are turning into demons. At this point, only 2 bases in China are still in contact, Dragon Palace and Galaxy Best, he sighed. But with the Walking Dead still evolving, will we really be able to save what's left of the world? The officer hesitated, blushing slightly. "Sir, I have an idea." He's not very scientific, but hey, he used to read zombie novels. In those stories, the zombies have crystals in their brains, materials for evolution. Humans who kill zombies can absorb the energy of the crystals to become stronger, even superhuman. Maybe that's what this crystal is too. The teacher seemed completely lost. He had never read a single novel in his life. Just listening to zombie fiction made him look with a big question mark on his face. Meanwhile, Len Fan, carrying the rescued baby, calmly left the bookstore. His casual step down the street caught the attention of a woman who was watching from above. Her name was Su Zhao Zhao, a once popular cake influencer, known for her ways of baking and frilly Lolita dresses. Suddenly, when Fan looked directly at his window, frightened, Su Zhao Zhao covered her mouth and ducked under the ledge. Shit, this way. He saw me. Len Fan noticed a faint shadow flickering past the glass. A survivor? He thought. Before think anymore, a car reached to halt in front of the nearby police station. As it confirming that there were more zombies nearby, Freeman got on the car. Thugs were in the wings of underworld. Lin Fan gave him a casual agree. Even from a distance, he could smell the strong blood door clinging to them. The man with the haircut froze. What the hell? Someone is still out here. The guy with curly hair whispered. Should we delete? The man in the bun shook his head. No, we'll draw too much attention. Remember, we're here on the orders of the boss. The Fanny nodded. Yeah, if we don't find what the boss wants, he'll send us alive. Meanwhile, the bald man in the car looked at Len Fan coldly, thinking that he is not even running. Once the buzz got those guns, I'll strap him to the bumper and let the zombies rip him hurt. But before he could finish the thought, Len Fan's face appeared right outside the window, smiling eerily. Len Fan looked hand in the eyes with a calm but sharp tone. Sue, what exactly are you guys doing here? The mauled man screamed. What the hell? Wasn't he just across the street a second ago? At that moment, the 4 men who had entered the police station returned carrying stolen weapons. Hey, why is the guy still here? What the guy are you two doing? The god guy mumbled, so he found a boss's stuff or what? The man with the haircut scoffed, of course. Why else would we be here? With that loot, we'll be ready. The Pern's guide, Lin Fan, Chico Das, walking alone through the streets. How are you so alive? Lin Fan replied calmly. I encounter zombies. I try to calm them down. If that fails, I defend myself. One hit, and they're gone. The perm guy linked. Are you being serious? What the hell was this saying? The guy with the haircut snapped. He pulled out a gun and threw it at Lin Fan. Do you even know what this is worth? Lin Fan didn't flinch. So the 4 of you broke into the police station to steal guns. The man with the haircut scoffed. They're crazy. It's the apocalypse. Of course was steal. We've done things you can't even imagine. He never finished says. There was a flash of light, and his arm separated from his body in an instant. Lin Fan offered the dry apology. I'm sorry. I'm used to slashing zombies in self-defense. For a moment, I forgot it was his hand. The scene shocked everyone. The man with the bow tie groped for his gun. Before he could pull the trigger, Lin Fan broke him and 2 in one fell swoop. The last 2 men froze in terror. He moved too fast to see it. Is he even human? From the car, the bald man shouted, Idiots. They're making too much noise. The zombies are coming. Con now. Sure enough, guttural screams echoed from every street corner. An avalanche of undead swooped then and across like a pack of rabid dogs. The bold man stepped on the accelerator, walking away without looking back. You're dead, kid. A boss will take care of it. The 2 abandoned men shouted at him. Suv, or Sildam here. Come back here. Lin Fan sheathed his sword sign. Look, even enthusiastic zombies can't stand injustice. They are doing their civic duty. The 2 men stared at him, too terrified to speak. Civic-minded zombies. Brother, they came because you murder people. Lengthen ducked, and then lightly jumped to a nearby second-floor balcony. With his current statistics, Parker was practically casual. The men watched his retreating figure, dumbfounded. No athlete nurse had jumped the high. Moments later, the horde of zombies crashed over them like a living wave. Her screams were brief, quickly drowned out by the sound of tearing flesh. The chaos outside caught the attention of Su Zhao Zhao, the influence of pastries. So many zombies. Don't tell me that the guy who was walking around earlier brought you here. What was I thinking? It's a suicide out there. He's probably already there. Before he could finish the thought, Lin Fan's face suddenly appeared right outside his window. He fell to the ground shaking. Wait, this is the second floor. How the hell is his face out there? Standing in the outdoor air conditioning unit, Lin Fan assumed she was traumatized by the apocalypse. She's terrified. I should give him time to adjust. I would visit her window every day, so sincerely thought. I would smile at him, show him kindness. He learned I have no bad intentions. Meanwhile, Su Zhao Jia already grabbed a fruit knife. No. He saw me. What do? I can't run. It were our survivors. I wouldn't them catch me alive. If I can't fight him, I'll stop myself first. She won't have a hot body to play with. At the same time, inside the luxurious mansion on the Wanxi hillside, the bald thug burst through the door, panic written in his face. Buzz, we've problems. A man of a scar on his face was smoking a cigar frowning. Crones. 5 of you went out and only came back. The bald man exaggerated his story. Boss, and we arrived at the police station. There was another hiding in the shadows. The moment we found the weapons, he chatted the zombies to us. The bald man stammered. I told the guys to get back in the car, but there were too many zombies. The road was blocked. I had no choice but to leave. Inside, I was panicking. I can't let the boss know that he was just a guy. I abandoned him and ran the moment I saw the horde. He shot a merciless glance at his boss. Why aren't you saying anything? Oh shit, he's gonna hit me. This man can break bricks with his bare hands. Hell, cracked a rock once with a slap. Wang Tefu finally looked up, pressing the lit cigar on the bald man's forehead. Why didn't you die out there? The bald man was trembling, biting the light, tongue so as not to scream. He knew that if he made noise, the boss's temper would end with him. When his cigar went out, he forced a pitiful smile. Boss, I just wanted to drive for you. That's all. Wang Defu snored. Annoyed, but not enough to kill him. He threw the cigar away. Get lost. Pulling back, Londa's eyes turned cold. He planned to secure the entire villa complex as his base, expanding step by step. But now it seemed that another team, Wanchi, had the same idea, and enough guts to store police seizure for secure weapons. Looked like I'll have to strike first, and lard. The next luring, sunlight was flooding the community of Jamban. Old Lady Sugi Fan knelt down in the garden, planting the seeds that Lin Fan had brought. Meanwhile, Mr. Soswan and Mr. Wang General were reinforcing the doors and exits with wooden plants to keep the zombies away. On the other side, Grandma Liang was giving Lil Fei lessons, patiently guiding her through math, physics, and chemistry one by one. Fei finally finished her homework, only to find some textbooks more suddenly on a table. Lin Fan smiled proudly. I knew it. You're a working girl. I picked this up for you last night. And Fei's eyes were already full of tears, ready to burst at any moment. Before he could speak, a baby in Lin Fan's arms started crying. Noisily. Limea alarmed. Bertie found a little crowd. Lin Fan hesitated. Grandma. Sue's to be an army medic. Let's set her ticket out first. Hearing the baby crying, Grandma Sue rushed in from the yard. Quickly, bring her here. After checking it, she exhaled in relief. I'm glad you found her in time. A few minutes later, and he wouldn't have made it. He's still not out of the woods. His body is weak. The rash on her is infected, and there are several small wounds. He will need special care. Lin Fan, what's his name? Her mother's diary only mentioned one thing. The baby's man is Min Min. Then let him take your last name. Lin Min Min, Grandma Sue suggested, but Lin Fan shook his head. No, just Min. When he grows up, I'll tell him all about his mother. Lin Mei noticed that Lin Fan was struggling to hold the baby and decided to help. Let me take care of her. You've had enough of yours. Lin smiled gratefully. Then let's split shifts. You take care of the day. I'll take care of the nights. Just when they have resolved the baby's situation, Grandpa Zhu and Grandpa Wang suddenly shouted from the door, panic in their voices. Lin Fan, come here. Something's wrong. There are zombies gathering in the street. Lin Fan frowned. That's strange. I lost them long ago on my way back. Don't tell me. Zombies started to develop intelligence. When Lin Fan and the two outers saw the zombies, they realized that the horde was being led by a small delivery truck. The driver was constantly honking his horn, maintaining a slow and steady speed. Watching through the cameras, Rampa Soul assumed that the driver was trying to drive the zombies away, giving other survivors the opportunity to collect supplies. Lin Fan looked through a gap in a wall and saw it as well. 3 survivors armed with steel mars and steels ran towards the nearby shops, while the horn was distracted. Then Grandpa Yo found. Wait, that truck just turned around. The scavengers froze when the same truck came into view again. Only then did they realize that the driver was deliberately sending the zombies back towards them. Inside the cabin, the man lit a cigarette. His mind went back to the day the world ended. When the meal was over, he had no choice but to rest burned out. Inspirited, he was attacked by a horde almost immediately. Just when death seemed certain, a truck pulled up next to him. 2 men jumped, one with a shield, the other with a steel tube, knocking down the zombies with brutal efficiency. Graceful, he begged to join them. They refused, but when he mentioned his wife and son still at home, and asked for some food, they suddenly smiled, telling him to bring his family. They would be taken to a safe place. He really thought that he had met good people, and when they saw his waif, their eyes changed. They tied him and raped her right in front of him. In his final straw, his wife broke free and counterattacked, only to be thrown from the 3rd floor, dying in a spot. The man urgently wanted to fight to the death. His 8-year-old daughter had been taken hostage. If she resisted, she would be tortured to death. I had waited a long time for an opportunity to wipe out these ants. He sped a vow, vowing that he would never let these beasts come back alive. The van crashed into the shop window, crushing the 3 scum inside as flames and smoke erupted in the sky. Lin Fan saw this scene and couldn't help but open the community gate, ignoring the old man's attempt to stop him as he ran out. Meanwhile, the man was trapped in the driver's seat by the deployed airbag, while the zombies climbed into the van and surrounded them. Lin Fan coldly shouted to the horde, "Can you guys stop causing trouble around Sunshine Complex? We old people, mothers and beta here. Don't make a mess." The zombies turned to look at him, momentarily confused. No misfair, they were inspired again and pounced on him. Lin Fan took out Frostborn and knocked down more than 10 zombies with just a few torches. The 2 old men watching the monitors broke into a cold sweat. They were starting to believe that Zhao Fan might actually be a super soldier. With a force like this, maybe one day, the reconstruction of civilization would start right here in one city, and Zhao Fan could be the spark. Afterwards, the retired military doctor, Sugarfin, checked the man's wounds, and found that they were only wounds from the impact. "Don't worry, the airbag protected you. This blood is only from his nose." Lin Fan looked at the smoke-filled street outside. "It was the mess he caused, so of course I had to clean it up." As 3 elders stared at him, feeling as something was wrong, I had to argue with him. "Sue," the man woke up coughing in haste. "Is this hen?" Lin Pen replied, "No. This is the Sunshine Resort, our home. Since you're awake, go clean the street leader." Those bodies would start to rot. The man sat down, grimacing, and introduced himself as Toon, a former network repair worker. "Thank you for saving me. I have to rescue my daughter. She's still her base." Lin Fan stared at him, thinking that he caused trouble, and then tries to run away. He does not plan to clune through. Then Lin Fan made a decision to suffice Toon. "I clune free. Give me the dress. I'll do it. I'll risk the bore. Don't worry. I charge cheap." And so Lin Fan agreed to bring the 8-year-old girl back. Years for a delivery fee of 100 yuan. However, as the 2 were walking down the street, Suisha Oxio saw them again. It was him. That man appeared once again, and was even holding a girl who seemed to be only 8 or 9 years old. Lin Fan instinctively looked up, and he saw the woman hiding inside the bakery. He stopped walking, and greeted Su Zhao Zhao in a friendly manner. Su Zhao Zhao broke into a cold sweat, didn't he? That guy looked this way, and even smiled in such a creepy way. He immediately drew the curtains and ducked under the window. That beast done got me. It grabbed a little girl, thinking out what she might suffer next. Damn this apocalypse. Why scum like him can run free? Len Fan scratched his head. The survivor inside the bakery was acting mere, heavily traumatized by the occurrence. And mentally unstable, he supposed. Forget it. Ting ting, survivors like that with mental problems are dangerous. Stay away from them in the future. Meanwhile, an ATV drove by with a huge horde of zombies chasing after it. The man in the hat suddenly pointed forward and shouted, "Holy, what the hell?" The team leader tensed up, thinking that something serious had happened, but the man in the hat pointed to the intersection. "He's that weird survivor we met earlier. He's still wandering around like he owns the place, and now he's even loaded up. To a little girl, this guy is too bold." The leader's first doubt was, with so many zombies behind him, if those zombies saw him and the girl, they would certainly die. He quickly told the driver, Old Mal, to honk the horn to help drive the zombies away from him. But before he finished speaking, a toy music suddenly sounded from ahead, freezing everyone in the car. Len Fan and Tintin were holding a cactus toy, of a kind that moves its body and talks and sings. The zombies hiding in the nearby corners froze for a second as they listened. The sound, then they charged towards him as if they had seen fresh meat. The people in the car were stunned. Holy leader, it actually got ahead of us. I had to keep the zombies away. The leader's mind went blank. We're fucked, completely fucked. Meanwhile, back at the desert base, the researchers have finished analyzing the crystal core of a zombie's brain. The substance inside was unlike anything known to modern science. The energy was extremely stable. The outer protective layer of the glands went like a transparent shell, almost like human skin, but much more resistant. The professor fell into deep reflection as a surviving research base. Their equipment was top-notch, however, they soon figured out the purpose of the crystals found in the zombies' brains. He then told the researcher to contact the Bragan Palace base and the Galaxy base to inquire about his progress. The researcher shook his head in disappointment. Neither the driving Palace base nor the Galaxy base had ever found a crystal inside a zombie's head. His conclusion was simple. Just assume the zombies had them. The teacher could only accept this reality. Hearing this, the old professor became even more worried. Zombies could really evolve, and that was terrible news for the surviving humans. If they couldn't find a countermeasure soon, humanity might actually face extinction. Meanwhile, on the rooftop of a residential complex in Huangxi, a man was holding a zombie glass and shouted, "I have it." As the novel said, there really is a crystal inside the heads of zombies. To get this, I cheated 7 teamies to death. Observe the crystal, it comes stronger. I would kill more zombies, it come even stronger and rule the apocalypse. At that point, which I can't get. My set begins today with countless fantasies running through your mind. It's not the glass in one go. Let this power reshape my body. Give me superhuman strength. I will become the king of the apocalypse. 365 days a year, a different woman every day. At Moon's lair, Jenna felt absolutely no change to his body. What? How is that possible? Is the pausius? That's not how it works, Maz. Suddenly, a sharp pain shot through his abdomen. He thought the crystal was finally taking effect. Clutching her stomach, she rolled on the floor, unable to hide the emotion on her face. His mind was filled with dreams of becoming stronger, but soon he couldn't take it anymore, and vomited a mouthful of blood. Only then did Jenna realize that something was terribly wrong. Tears spread across his face. In the thick blood, there were pieces of flesh, pieces of internal organs that had been corroded and torn. I swear, Len Fan crossed several neighborhoods with a girl, and eventually brought her back to be reunited with her father. His clothes were still splattered with zombie blood. Old Master Wong quickly reminded Shane. Shell Fan's efficiency is amazing. Shell Fan, hurry up and pay for it. Shane did not understand why to pay money in the apocalypse, but still obediently took out 100 yuan as compensation. Lin Fan simply laughed. There's no need to thank me. You pay. I run errands. This is what I'm supposed to do. Chenny froze. He originally thought that he was being taken for a ride, at Lin Fan actually accepted the money. And old Master Wang he prepared the 100 yuan for him in advance. He leaned to his old Master Wang's ear and whispered, "I saw Fan. He's not right in the head," but old Master Wang scolded him. What could be wrong with him? Hitting for things is normal behavior. Even in the apocalypse, our sunshine community does things this way. Think carefully. This is a form of order. With order, there's a future. Old Master So, and honestly, at first we also thought that Xiao Fan's brain wasn't working well, but now it's different. This is a level of thinking. Those who are saying, understand. Chinese suddenly felt that her brain was off. I really couldn't understand what the two elders were talking about. It somehow all felt mysteriously profound. Just then, the bell tower in Xianja Ruat suddenly rang the new carol. Grandma Su checked the time. It was exactly 12 noon, and he assumed that someone must have repaired the clock on purpose to ward off the zombies, creating a window for the survivors to gather supplies. Old Master Wan Juan Audit, who did that as a good person, shows that even in the crisis, there is still hope. While the elders were hoping, the zombie tide attracted by the bell had already increased towards the clock tower. The people who repaired the tower also saw the huge horde gathered. They prepared to leave and look for nearby supplies. The female leader ordered, "Move fast. We only have 2 minutes. Grab what you can." But at that moment, the ground suddenly shook violently. The man shuddered and panicked. "Boss, something is wrong. Something is happening." In the middle of the zombie tide, an unusually massive zombie appeared. The giant zombie swung his arm, casually opening a trap with brute force. The creature jabbed high in the air and landed directly on the bell tower. With a fierce roar, he shattered the ringing bell. Everyone froze when they saw the scene. Then, some zombies really evolved tons. The one leader asked herself, does human civilization really still have the chance to continue? Meanwhile, in sunshine community, the elders nursed that the rail start the fork cleaning 12 chimes, guessing that something must have happened. Old Master Wang to Lin Fan. Xiao Fan, the apocalypse is dangerous everywhere, but there is still hope. And hope always needs someone to find it, someone I led, someone to expand it just a little so that others can see it or touch it. There is a saying, the greater the power, the greater the responsibility. We cannot think only about ourselves. If no one takes responsibility, human society will vanish one day. A single person is weak. No one could do it all by himself. That's why Lear appears, to give everyone a push by combining strength and belief in something bigger and stronger. Len Fan listened and said, I don't understand anything you just said. Oh, Master Wan's expression too. He remembered that Len Fan's law was different. I needed to say it in a way that Lim Fan was himself. Xiao Fan, how do you like this? There's a real estate agency nearby. Since you like to earn money, go take a part-time job, hand out brochures, and ask if any survivors want to move to our community. You will help others and earn agency fees. Fearing part-time job and earning money, Len Fan's eyes instantly sparkled. He ran to the door. Old Master Wang, I'll do right now. Grandma Su was worried that this was cheating on him, but Old Master Wang disagreed. I've been in the army for years. Xiao Fan is the strongest person I have ever seen in my life. So strong that he doesn't even look human. Perhaps it really is a final hope of mankind. After being guided, Len Fan began wandering the wasteland under the banner of a law agent looking for potential residents. After only a few streets, an Audi drove towards him. The van inside asked him if he wanted to form a team to survive the apocalypse. Lin Fan instantly refused. It's not necessary. I'm working and I already have a place to live. Hearing that, the man stepped on the accelerator without hesitation and sped away. The woman in the passenger seat felt uncomfortable. Are we really leaving him? The noise of the engine will attract a huge group of zombies. Lumen sighed, we can only have within our limits. He insuffered says. And because of that one sentence, I think that kid might be a little crazy. Meanwhile, a massive wave of zombies was rushing towards Lenfen at a speed close to 100 meters. These ordinary zombies had clearly evolved, but Lenfen's stats were already beyond anything measurable. With a single slash, he tore apart a large group of zombies, with limbs and organs spraying through the air. Looking at the zombies he had just eliminated, Lenfen exhaled. Finally finished. These zombies were clearly more difficult to deal with than before. They were evolving. Fortunately, he had his little assistance system, and a cat's gang stronger too. After dealing with the zombies, Renfin instinctively looked up. He saw a subscribed message in the window of a residential unit. It was from January EI, a 19-year-old dancer shrine with a top-notch appearance and a million followers. Since the apocalypse, he stayed home hiding, surviving for so long only because she ate voodoo. On the third day, he heard buying and voices outside. He went to open the door. At Sir Hill, he saw Liu Han's younger brother, Liu Ben. Liu Honorable was her agent, and Liu Ben was a useless player who had always looked at her the wrong way. Now that it's the apocalypse, if Liu Ben wanted to do something to him, Liu Honorable definitely wouldn't stop him, and might even help. So she never opened the door no matter how she was convinced, but now her meal was over. I was really about to starve to death. Meanwhile, Lubin was still describing his body to his sister. Those legs, that waist, that hip lying, sister. Just thinking about it drives me crazy. But the damn security door was too strong. Forcing her didn't work. Liuan scolded him. It's your fault. I told you that you will not act so obvious from the very beginning. Liu Ben left. It's the apocalypse. Who still needs to hide something? Just then, footsteps were heard outside. Liu Ben whispered, Sister, don't talk. Something's moving over there. He carefully reviewed the situation through the peephole. Lenfin knocked on the door of room 1705. Ho? Is anyone inside? Yanni, I have never been so desperate. Huh, a corner, she shouted. Go away. Don't bother me. He thought it was Lubin again. She was falling hard, even concerned taking a kitchen knife to end her life. But she knew that bastard would rape her corpse while it was so warm. Lin Fan called for a long time. No sound came out from inside. A bad feeling hit him. Maybe the person inside couldn't call for help anymore. I couldn't wait any longer. With that thought, Len Fan opened the security door with a single punch. Inside, he found a beautiful woman holding a small knife with trembling hands. Len Fan told him not to panic, but how not to? A stranger had just punched his door open in the apocalypse. Lin Fan recognized her. You the dance streamer, Yanni and I, right? I gave you $100 once. Before that, I always watched for free. I never donated. But your dancing was really good. Yanni and I held a knife to his neck and shouted, Don't come near. If you move one step, I'll kill myself right here. I won't let you get your hands on me. She once watched an animation movie with her roommate in the dorm about a woman who was captured, tortured every day, played with every day, and finally trained like a dog. I used to think that movies exaggerated things, but now I believe that people could really do such horrible things. Lin Than said that he had no bad intentions. I'm a real estate agent. It was just happening. I saw those message on your window, so I came to check. As for the front door, I am very sorry. I didn't hear anything inside, and I felt something that happened to you, so I had to do it. Yanni and I were completely stunned. Officer says something happened. And more importantly, can a normal person walk through a sealed security door? Len Fen raised his hand to the sky. I really just came to check and pro some homes. Your lane conditions do great. Have you thought of moving somewhere else? A few are interested. I recommend Sunshine Canine. It is old, but under my management, it is quiet, clean, and very safe. The residents are all leaders of different fields, doctors, teachers, decorated veterans. Ladies retired from military factories, even an internet repair guy. There's a full outdoor gym downstairs and farmland that we personally developed. And most importantly, is affordable. After hearing all that, Janini's terror slowly transformed into shock. Seeing his expression change, Lun Fan was convinced. I was laying my guard down, and slowly, Cynthia. He took a slow step forward. I understand that you are afraid. With a girl like you must have particularly hard time his disaster. If there is still kindness in the world. We must move towards the light. Come on, put the knife down. Take a look at the brochure. Maybe it will give you some ideas. Yanni and I looked at the brochure in his hand. It felt absurd. He couldn't help but ask, who are you? Lin Fan smiled. I didn't say that. My name is Lin Fan, a real estate agent from the Tiffin agency. I specialize in renting places. If you are not satisfied with your current home, you can come to Sunshine Community. Why don't we sit down and do see properly? Lin Fan kept promoting. Look at this design. Building 1, room 504, 2 bedrooms, 1 living room. 60 square meters. The rent is about 1,50 per month. Elevator, easy access. But since you are a girl and a fine, you must have tons of food. So I recommend building 2, you 2, room which is beer, definitely more suitable for you. The previous tenant was also a girl. His lease ended just a few days ago. Jenny and I couldn't help but ask, are you mentally ill or something? Lin Fan instantly looked annoyed. I am kindly recommending places, and you insult me. If you don't want to rent, just say so. I'll leave. Seeing him get to leave, Yanni and I caught the girl to him, and apologized. Wait a minute. And sorry. I didn't mean it seriously. I apologize. Lin Fan sighed. You need a good mindset to make money. Okay, I set your quality. Jenny and Istoas. Are you always like this? I mean, isn't this guy so normal? Seeing his dog expression, she hastened to explain. No, I don't mean it like that. Only before Lin Fan interrupted to her. Not normal. Are you those people? Everyone thinks that the apocalypse means that there are no rules. But it is precisely this mentality that makes the world worse. In the apocalypse, the scariest thing is not the zombies, but the people. I just live by the old rules like I used to because I have the strength to do it. Honey and I looked at him again. It was weird, but what he said made sense. I was pretending to be a fool so the others would let their guard down, whatever. This place is destroyed. Staying means death. I have to go. Lin smiled. So, do you want to earn a place? Yanni and I nodded quickly. Yes. I'll rent one, you said. Lin Fan continued. Then pack your things. Yanni and I stare at him. Lin Fan explained. They are moving. Right? They need to bring their things. Important things, van cards and cash if they have any. And harped quas dollar win comma ho. Yanni and I were stunned. Brother, I just want to get out of here. Look at his money now. I really can't tell if he's faking it or is genuinely like that. 10 minutes later, Lin Fan looked at her confused. You're done packing. That's all. He nodded and reminded Lin Fan that there were survivors downstairs, and they were dangerous. I was afraid they wouldn't be able to leave. Lin Fan calmly led her down the stairs. Don't worry, I'm there, Kingle. Janini thought that. Well, a reinforced door was pushed through, that when they reached the next floor, Liu Bin's door suddenly opened. He had a kitchen knife in his hand. Janini, where do you think you're going? Boy, you better get that woman out right now, and go to hell, or I'll make you regret. But Lin Fan did not back down at all. Instead, a smart smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. I'm sorry. I usually don't smile unless I can help it. Forgive the question, but how exactly do you plan to make me regret? The next second, Lin Fan moved with incredible speed, and instantly snatched the knife from his hand. Liu Bin was completely stunned, feeling everything in front of him was unreal. He only pulled out the knife to scare the guy and force him to leave the woman behind. Who thought that the knife would be taken from him in a blink of an eye? That was not normal at all. Instead attacking him, Lin said the knife was dangerous, and even threatening someone that frozen harm still counted as breaking public safety laws. This fair and serious tone confused Liu Bin even more. He even instinctively retrieved the knife that Lin Fan handed to him. Lin Fan reminded him, hold it properly, and don't do stupid things again. Besides, if you really attack me, I will defend myself, and that will get ugly for you. Liu Bin looked at the knife, completely stunned. What the hell was going on? I can't understand any of that. Janini originally wanted to prevent Len Fan from returning the knife, but it was too late. He thought about how since he became influencer, he had treated Liu Hong like a sister, giving her money, opportunities, everything. However, in the apocalypse, she became an outsider, even helping her brother try to ruin her. Len Fan turned around and told him to follow him. Come on. But Liu Bin looked at January and Ni with greedy eyes and shouted at them, stop. Len Fan looked at him out of the corner of his eye and coldly asked, anything else? Liu Bin took a few steps forward with a kitchen knife, thinking that he had wanted this girl for a long time, and that he could never let her go like this. She gathered her courage and told Len Fan, you're taking her because you want her body, right? Lin Fan felt that his character was being insulted. Watch your mouth. Liu Bin looked at January Nini with a funny and perverted look. You'd better think it over. If you stay here, it's just me. But if you go with him, who knows how many more you run into? Maybe a few, maybe dozens. For sure, oddly taking turns, until you die. Can you imagine that? This is the apocalypse. No law, no mores, no one cares about you. Staying here is our best option, cause you just have to deal with me. Those dirty words contain January Nina's mind. Liu Bin soft breathing. I'd rather die to stay. After being dead. Liu Bin's eyes twisted crazily. He blamed Len Fan for everything. Otherwise, January No never dared to answer. If the knife was taken from him, this had been because it was Carol's. No person could move that fast. With his self-hypnosis, his expression became more deranged. He then ran at the shiny kitchen knife at Lin Fan with all his might. January Ni's face turned feral. She yelled at Len Fan to be careful. As for Liu Jun, she assumed that January Ni was already terrified. Later, had just needed to help his brother haul the man down. Unexpectedly, Liu Bin suddenly fainted and flew out backwards. As if something had hit him hard, he crashed into the wall, a surface cracked like a spider's web. Len Fan slowly withdrew his right leg and calmly explained that worth his own forth. I disattended myself. Jeannie looked in shock. This guy was incredibly strong. In the blink of an eye, Liu Bin was fish. Liu Hong didn't dare to cause any more trouble and ran to check if his brother was still breathing. They went down several more floors, and Janini noticed broken zombie corpses everywhere. Did you kill all these? Lin Fan said that when you arrived, the zombies were roaming around and taught him. So he had no choice but to defend himself. Janini wanted to find out what her profession really was. Lin Fan sighed helplessly. Didn't I tell you already? I am a real estate agent from Symphony Agency. Of course, Janini did not believe him. It all felt like a cliché short JavaScript. Ordinary work on the surface, hidden power underneath. Once they reached the street, Janini kept asking, do you always walk outside like this? Lin Fan said, yes, in the apocalypse, everything is inconvenient. I need to earn money to live. Don't be fooled by the real estate agent thing. I am also a security guard. I help keep the neighborhood in order, and even Elder Wong pays me for it. Janini got another key piece of information. A security guard. So, you also deliver food or something? Lin Fan shook his head. No, but sometimes I run errands for the survivors and earn Elder War. Yini was delighted with what she earned. Matches with real estate agent, security guard, errand boy. The perfect pal of the Dragon King, disguised as ordinary words. Totally glad a beat high. I'm very lucky. Thinking about this, he couldn't help but laugh out loud. Lin Fan gave him a strange look. What a pea. Such a good girl, but somehow a toe a. It was the first time Lin Fan bore a fearful influencer home. Naturally, Grandpa long misunderstood why thinking that Lin Fan brought Louis to Kiyuki. He kindly reminded her that she should communicate more while she is young. Don't wait until you're old. Otherwise, the scene would turn into young lady, let's get along. Grandpa, I'm still fine, but you're almost discarded. It's not appropriate. The pension card. Lin Fan came out of the imagination with a shiver. Grandpa, what nonsense are you talking about? Just then, Lai Mei came over with plates and encouraged everyone to eat. Lin Fan introduced her to Janini. This is Sister Li Mei, amazing cook, and this is her daughter, Feifei. Feifei looked at January Nini and said, Agalen ul. January Nini did not explain. He just pat Feifei in the head and praised for being adorable. Then, Lin Fan introduced June and her daughter Timting. Brother John is a top-notch network repair specialist. The 4 elders were Wang Songyuo, So Weizhuan, and the 2 grandmothers Liang Zhen and Su Gething. They're all incredibly formidable appeal. After the introductions were over, Lin Fan brought January and Nita a tea. I haven't had such delicious homemade food in a long time. Cecily, your cooking is amazing. Lime a laugh. If you like it, eat more. Food hard to come by these days. Compared to most people, this is already a luxury. Janini could not believe that such warmth and comfort still existed in the apocalypse. He felt that he had really gambled well. Maybe fate was taking care of her, allowing to meet Lin Fan. Then Wang Songbei asked, Girl, have you saw the water supply where he lived? Don't get me wrong. I am an old soldier, a retired officer. In harsh environments, water is everything. I'm just curious. Janini replied sincerely to fight. The tap water is drinkable. I was scared too. I thought that the zombies might contaminate the water plant, but one day I was very thirsty. I drank it and nothing happened. Shine was surprised and pleased. We never dared to use tap water. We always depended on Brother Lin to bring water. Purified water. If the water plant is clean, and the contamination doesn't infect humans, that's incredibly good news for all the survivors. The elder Wang was thinking beyond that. As far as I know, the water plant draws water from the river. You need to go through multiple treatment steps. Otherwise, the water delivered to each household would be cloudy. But the tap water is completely clear now. As the spark there's a survivor at the water plant who has continued to handle the treatment process, so the water remains clean. Joya and Wayna felt. If someone is really keeping the water flowing clean, that person shouldn't be left to die there. If their food runs out one day, they'll be gone. Lin Fan continued to eat happily. I'll come and have a look later. I know where the water plant is. As a newcomer, Janini still did not understand the situation. But won't it be dangerous for you? Lin Fan continued to eat while answering. There is no such thing as danger. Even if there is, I still need to check. I don't understand the operation of that facility. But water is too important for all of us. If that survivor keeps up the supply at such a dangerous time, he shouldn't stay in danger forever. Unless he has a decent hot rice dish. After finishing his meal, Lin Fan got up. Okay, I'm heading to the water plant. If you need me to bring you something, just tell me. The same old rules. The errand fee is 100 yuan. Hearing this, everyone quickly got up and surrounded him, each asking him to bring some supplies. Janini looked at Elder Wang in confusion. Old man, is Wen Fan some kind of super soldier? Elder Wang did not answer, thinking to himself. Is it something you need to figure out on your own? The scene changes to the water plant in Hong City. Inside the control ring, son of Bob Mang sighed repeatedly. He was a plant manager named Wang Kai. His mental state had reached its limit. Eating, drinking, and relieving oneself, everything had to be done inside this room, and the atmosphere had become extremely unpleasant. I think I'm about to reach my limit. My mental state is getting worse. Look at that closed door. I keep feeling like it's glowing, as if opening it reveals a light from inside. And just an ordinary bursting. I can't take it anymore. I really want to call out through the raw water pipe. Leave this place. Get away from the city. There will definitely be no zombies out there. But if I leave, what happens to the survivors in the city? Wouldn't they lose their only source of water? Do you think I should keep holding on? The little dog barked twice, giving him a firm answer. Wang shut his cell phone to the body of the farm dog. He needed it to attract all the nearby zombies, because he had to regularly inspect the plant's equipment. If the water installation stopped working, the city's water supply would end, and the survivors would fall into despair. Even the dog was trying to the humans. As a human, he couldn't give up so easily. Meanwhile, the dog was moving quickly to the narrow passages of the water plant. At first, he was moving easily, fast and agile, but when the zombies suddenly gained a mass of speed burst. Ever step who took raised gusts of wind. In the blink of an eye, he had forced the dog into a dead-end corner. Just at that critical moment, Lin Fan casually passed by on a bicycle and saw a particularly strange-looking zombie. Whether it was a person or a zombie, he instinctively greeted him at head. The zombie saw Lin Fan and immediately turned as target, completely ignoring a dog that was eaten enough to force heat. He pounced on Lin Fan at full speed, and Lin Fan prepared to draw his sword. In the next instant, a flash of sword light exploded. A powerful blade wind swept through, hung a zombie's upper body, head, lower body, and ground cleanly. Even the glass inside his body was shattered at a blow. Lin Fan shook Frostmourne, shaking off the black slime. I told you, attacking me randomly is dangerous. All right. The rescued dog trotted over to Lin Fan. Gatona when me, a wad seu atterby. Lin Fan slapped him on the head. What a cute little guy. Can you take the survivor for me? The dog seemed to understand, helped the way. Any wandering zombies on the roof were naturally eliminated by Lin Fan. The more Lin Fan a dog, the more he liked it. What a clit boy. Soon, the dog took him back to the heady place to shoot with his owner, but the place was empty. Its owner had clearly run to danger and had not returned. Seeing the dog's anxiety, Lin Fan patted him on the head and told him to show the way. Meanwhile, inside the filtration room of the water plant, Wang Kai sat in the corner dejectedly. Damn, what a mess. I didn't even finish checking the equipment before the zombies found me. I wonder how my fan is doing now. There's still zombie inside. If I go out now, it will be dangerous. But if I don't go back to my room, the dog won't have anyone to open the door for him when he comes back. He will definitely die out there. Just as he was sinking into despair, the barking of the dog suddenly came from outside. Wang Kai opened his mouth, and his breathing became rapid. He thought his hallucinations had reached this point. Then he heard a human voice. He could not believe that there could really be someone outside, and he told himself that he absolutely should not open the door. But Lin Fan shouted several times and received no response. So he just broke the iron door. Hi, my name is Lin Fan. I am the security guard, rental agent and broker for Sunshine Community. I'm a good person. I'm not here with bad intentions. I'm just looking for survivors. Seeing a human, Wang Kai couldn't hold back the tears, but he still believed that the whole thing was a hallucination. How can anyone come near? And even if someone did, how could he be a security guard? Definitely a hallucination. He thought the zombies had broken while he was still trapped in illusion. Lin Fan slapped him a shoulder solid and real. Don't be afraid. I'm here too for you. You're safe now. Those few simple words shook Wang Kai's heart more than anything else. Shikart is Lin Fan's art, kind uncontrollably. Finally, someone came to save me. I thought everyone had forgotten me. Lin smiled. Those who care for me should not be allowed to freeze. You are the hero of the sea. I'm sorry I'm late. After rescuing Wang Kai from the water pit, Lin Fan took him out to Sunshine Community and served him humanage. White Ross Swede. Little Ting Ting was surprised by his way of leaning like a lilt. Sister Fei Fei, has this guy never eaten before? Fei Fei replied, Ting Ting, I think this guy must be the reincarnation of white rice. That's why he likes it so much. Lin Fan felt confused when he heard Ting Ting call Fei Fei his sister. Fei Fei, Ting Ting is older than you. Why do you call her sister? Fei Fei proudly recalled, because during this time, it has been completely under my control. Calling my sister is the least she can do. Meanwhile, the dogs squatted together. Wang Kai looked completely bewildered. Why does my humiak so hungry? Didn't we happily eat dog food together this morning? It didn't take long for Wang Kai to finish the whole bowl. I'm sorry. I was really hungry. I ate too much. Li Mei shook her head with a smile. It's okay. Eating well is a blessing. You just can't suddenly. I didn't have time to cook anything else. Don't worry about that. Grandpa Wang slapped Wang Kai on the shoulder. Young man, you did well. all this time at the water plant. Our clean water was thanks to you. Wonka felt that it was not worth mentioning. You're overreact, sir. I'm just an employee of the water plant. Being stuck there, I had nothing else to do, so I did what I could. Grandpa Wong meant. Any visit what he says. What you all your due to meeting. With life, to all survivors at the sea of one. In Huckless, water is life. Without it, few people would survive. At this moment, Lin Fan approached Wang Kai and asked, do you want to move to Sunshine Community? I'm a part-time rental agent at Symphony Agency. If you want to move there, I can help you find a place. The words finding a place took Wang Kai by surprise, as if they had deeper meaning. Grandpa Wang Frivleave. What Lin Fan means is, if you want to live here, it can arrange a place for you. The rent is not expensive, about $1,600 or $1,700 a month. Even if it is the apocalypse, our community follows the ideal rules. Wang Kai opened his eyes wide and nodded as he understood, and also as he done. Li made time in to explain. You'll get used to it. Grandpa Wang, Babalier stands Lin Fan better than ourselves. He's such a friend, Lin Han will say things to directly and confuse you. Grandpa Wang continued, young man, you seem quite normal, just like any other boy. You can be shy when have to be, and when something happens, it's still stand up for yourself. I like that. Wang Kai solidly thought, as if supposed to be a compliment. As he was talking, Grandpa Wang suddenly remembered an old crummer. When I was in the war, there was a guy who always seemed sure, even so with a soft, feminine tone, when admired. He actually carried explosives and pounced on a tank. I never expected that from him. Grandfather Wang later understood that humans are made of fear, courage, and all kinds of imperfect traits. Only with all that together a person is complete, and in critical moments, the courage they unleash is unimaginable. Only now did Wang Kai understand, so this grandfather was basically the community's life mentor. Lin Fan bowed and said, I have a place for you. Room 504, 5th floor. The rent is a good deal. Wang Kai instinctively asked, do I pay by cash or by card? Lin Fan's eyes sparkled. Cash or card? Anyone works. Wang Kai was silent again. His benefactor did not seem completely normal, but he still felt ready to cooperate. It was P. that I knew money in his apocalypse. Seeing his hesitation, Grandpa Wang immediately rescued him. Young men do not find wise, always spend recklessly. Lin Fan charges the rent to my card. He can pay me when he gets his salary. The water plant still pays you, right? Wang Kai had no idea what Grandpa Wang was. Sorry. In Pahuds. Who's still receiving salary? Then he remained that, after Lin Fan visited the water plant, a part of the Mirmai zombies had been eliminated. Fire Fan, do a method to do is ours. Lin Fan didn't hide anything. Yes, I am strong. Everyone knows that. By then, Lin Fan's 3 attributes had already reached superhuman levels. Wang Kai originally thought that Lin Fan was using some kind of high-tech secret weapon. It wasn't until Grandpa Wang and several ladies frantically nodded in confirmation that Wang Kai finally realized what was going on. Then he asked, Brother Fan, the water plant needs someone to check it every day. Otherwise, problems will appear, such as the water becoming cloudy or filled with mud. I definitely can't handle blood. So, if you have the confidence to fight zombies, could you come meet to the plant every noon? Lin Fan thought that was something difficult. A reply, no problem. If there's nothing else, I'll go back to my room. Keep chatting. Then he switched himself lazily and walked away. Wang Kai quietly asked friend One. May I ask what kind of person Brother Fan really is? He feels like Superman. Grandpa Wang smiled. In every dangerous era, heroes appear. He is a hero and so are you. As for who he really is, that's not important. Heroes are not judged by their origin. What matters is that Sunshine Community is our refuge and the beginning of our hope. Let's all work hard, make this community better, and spread the hope. This is not only our wish, it is also Lin Fan's wish. The scene changed to the desert base. Several researchers were organizing a day ascent from the best Dragon Palace and the best galaxy. They had hunted down a mutated zombie, and except of many crystals from its hand, none seemed to have any function. A soldier volunteered to swallow a crystal for research, but the results were true. The researcher opened the recorded images. Here is the internal reaction of swallowing a crystal. Once the crystal fuses with human tissue, the subject's body changes, the blood boils violently. 3 minutes later, the subject dies from massive blood loss. This proves that the idea of gaining power by swallowing crystals is wrong. With the current human constitution, we simply can't stand the effects of crystals. I have integrated the zombies' data from the Dragon Palace base and the Galaxy base. Teachers, please look at the screen. This zombie is classified as a Force-type zombie with extremely high explosive strength. According to the Galaxy base tests, a Force-type zombie can easily flip a 2-ton car. His muscle density is extremely high. Ordinary bullets damage only the surface tissue and can inflict significant damage. This is a speed-type zombie expert in climbing fast. Its limbs are thick and flexible, capable of reaching speeds of 150 km per hour, faster than Gepardo. Even worse, its top speed does not decrease due to physical exertion, which means that once he targets a human, survival is basically nil. This is a screaming zombie capable of humming a 120 decibel screech that causes pain, nausea and more. It also has a wider range of attraction than expected. When it was discovered several days ago, it could only produce 100 decibels, but it increased by 20 decibels in just a few days. At this rate, reaching 160 decibels is not far off. And at 160 decibels, it can rupture human eardrums. This guy is even more dangerous than the previous two. An elderly professor exclaimed in horror that with things developing like this, and without any solution for these zombies, humans really how long can remain survivors last? He had served 9 years in the army as a sergeant 3rd class. A few days after returning home on leave, he encountered the so-called zombie apocalypse. Her current team of 4 women and 2 men, and one of the couples was pregnant and about to give birth. The man asked Gohan about the outside situation. Drea lured his head, and see, a lot of zombies are roaming outside, and things were not looking good. How is my Susuna do now? Does her stomach sort? Ame replied, much better. It seems that she'll give birth in the next few days. I'm scared. Wang immediately patted him on the shoulder to comfort him, saying, don't worry, I'm here. In truth, there was nothing more I could say. In the Hakas, going to a hospital was a hospital. But giving birth here was even more dangerous. If he shot, the zombies would definitely eat Shakta. Word that the woman might experience heavy bleeding during childbirth. Hank wanted to go out to get supplies. The men say, further you, I will go with here. But Hank with their fears. It's not necessary. Severe and take care of it. My physical ability is better than yours. If something happens, I can climb and escape. The man was afraid that you would drag him down, and said, it's okay, Brother Wang. Then be very careful. Wang nodded, I will. If I encounter zombies, I will run away immediately. But the man wasn't talking about zombies. Brother Gu, haven't you heard? Among the survivors of this area, everyone is talking about this legend. The man who walks through the apocalypse with a single sword. It was said that among streets full of zombies, there was always a lone figure wandering around with a sword. People claimed that he was the eternal ivy of Wang City, the immortal ghost of the apocalypse. Wang felt that it was absurd. What kind of random words were those? How did they even get together? Meanwhile, inside Sunshine Community, Old Man Wang saw Lin Fan passing by and asked him why he was so busy today. Lin Fan replied, I need to patrol the community, clean the shops, accompany Wang Kala the water plant, and continue with my part-time real estate job in the afternoon. Old Wang nodded approvingly, and the whole community, or even the whole apocalypse. Only Zhao Fan was so busy. It must be humanity's last hope. At the same time, Grandma Liang was patiently teaching 2 children. Li Mei, carrying a baby on her back, went to the fields to help Grandma's cell farm. Asura, Janini bumped into Lin Fan. Ungreed and Grove Fan. Lin Fan replied, Miss January. Jani tahum na to so for. You can call me Sa January Oni. My friends, you call me that. Lin Fan stood says seriously, it's Okri, Miss Jen. Jenny said, Rare Fan, Grandpa Wang kids Terias, see where turned to former livens. Do you think that's true? Lin Fan asked back. Do you think it's true? Jenny stared at him. If I hadn't met them all, I wouldn't believe it. But I do now. Lin Fan calmly replied, you already know the answer, and you already have faith. As long as you follow that faith, you will be successful. But Janini still did not understand. Brother Fan, why are you still working and making money in booklets? Outside, many people just hurt each other and take what they see. Lin Fan took 2 steps forward. I'm afraid that when the light finally returns, I won't be able to change again. Janini was surprised. Was Brother Fan really thinking about the future? He suddenly believed all wrong. Maybe Brother Fan really was the hope he married. Then she hurried to catch up with him and asked with a smile, Brother Fan, do you have a girlfriend? Lin Fan quickly replied, no. Blushing, she continued, I don't have a boyfriend either. Have you ever thought about saying son? Lin Fan replied just as bluntly, it's not necessary. Those 3 words shattered the perfectly beautiful Janini. I was rejected. I don't want to accept it. She chased him and asked him, why? Lin Fan said, because I'm still young. Okay, I won't talk anymore. I need to clean up the nearby zombies. As long as I keep working, I'll be able to clean everything up. All the shops around here, and then expand my business to the nearby areas. The city of Wan will definitely be cleaned up. Janini thought for a moment, and decided that she could not reject it. I'm insane. Father, he wasn't rejecting me. He was telling me the apocalypse is not solved. So, how can one talk about home? Too swan, why Vivian was too swan. So the heart of Brother Fan harbors a great ambition. In the afternoon, Lin Fan walked through streets as usual. The influence of cakes, sweeten or sour, did it again. He sought to see. Who the hell is he? Why are you fears I mean? There be any rules he is with them. Lin Fan also knows that the woman was watching him. I wasn't sure if she recovered. Mental wounds are difficult to heal with medicine. People often have to adjust to themselves. Herself. Forget. I should clear the zombies through the new anicaps first. When he saw Lin Fan draw his sword, he panicked. It's over. Finally, he is unable to suppress his desires, and plans to attack me. After drawing his sword, Lin Fan suddenly remembered something. Well, I almost forgot. I promised to give you a smile every day. I hope my smile can warm your heart and help you recover. It's his Su Zhao Zhou. Its smile seemed perverted and creepy. There he is again. He's staring at me, that twisted smile. He really has bad intentions.